planet surface, erupting out of the desert wasteland to destroy anything and everything.
Reapers, what's is good? It's your boy Laser, using the We're back with another reaction video. He's on the reaction content, so he can deliver that for you guys. Victim the top 5 most terrifying places in literature. Guys, there's so many creepy, like, fantasized places. We're about to show you new user reaction content, reaction music, features, so please like button. You subscribe to the notification bell, like immersion, remember that Twitch questions are fucking amazing. Let's dive straight into this video.
There are other worlds than these, and thankfully for us, horror fiction and the wider world of literature seems to have quite the knack for creating some of the most unfathomably terrifying realms of pure nightmare fuel for us to sweat over and hope that we never ever accidentally wake up in these strange new lands. There's nothing quite like turning the pages of horror fiction as our poor unassuming narrators tread their way through ancient and terrifying lands, tiptoeing around slumbering abominations and wondering why in the hell they ever thought that this was a good idea in the first place. After all, as Bilbo Baggins himself told us, it's a dangerous business going out your door. Hello horror fans, what's going on? And once again, welcome back to the Scary channel on YouTube, top 5 scary videos. As per usual, I'll be your horror host, Jack Finch, as today we curiously...
Dude, how many people are on this fucking, like, YouTube channel? Like, how much staff do they have, bro? I swear, they have so many different fucking people that work for this team, like, damn.
Take a look at the top 5 most terrifying places in literature. Roll the clip.
Let me show you.
Are those Jaws traps? Those are Jaws traps. I think, right?
For the curious amongst you, that clip was from 1997's Event Horizon, an awesome movie filled to the brim with more existential hell dimensions of eternal torture and pain than what you may have first expected. After all, hell is only a word. The reality is much, much worse. It leads us to an important point though, because many of the nightmare realms that have sealed their fate in literature are a portrayal of the stereotypical view of the Abrahamic hell. Fire and brimstone, you know the drill. And while some of them are much more terrifying than others, and yes, have found their way onto this list, we have to give an honorable mention to all of the mythological realms that came before it. Hades, hell with a single L, the Egyptian underworld, yeah, you get the picture. Kicking off at number 5, the Labyrinth. Because when we're talking about hell and the underworld, Clive Barker's interpretation of demons to some, angels to others is a completely different kettle of fish, where all
Hey, y'all ever take pins, bro, and you put it up your pee-pee hole and your pee-pee does this?
manners of body horrors and dimensional demonic entities find themselves in an equally terrifying house and home, which is aptly named Hell, or the more structurally appropriate, the Labyrinth.
I've always thought Pinhead, isn't Pinhead like good? He's like an anti-hero, right? Why did I say hero? He's not even a hero, but like, what is he? Is he bad or good? I forgot. I never really watched the Pinhead movies, the Hellraiser shit.
First penned in Barker's 1986 novella The Hellbound Heart, and later expanded upon in the Scarlet Gospels, as well as the film and graphic novel series that followed. In Barker's world, his demonic Cenobites reside eternally in an unholy and evil realm of limitless pain or pleasure, if you're into that kind of thing. In its natural state, Hell takes on the form of the dark, winding labyrinth most commonly visualized in the graphic series, but it also has the power to take on any shape or state depending on the amassed pleasures or pains of the souls that are contained within it. Now, because of that, it has widely been speculated and somewhat confirmed by Barker that this is definitely not the Abrahamic version of hell, but instead an extra dimension.
Dude, look, it kind of gives me like Maze Runner vibes in a way. I don't know, like just the way the thing's shaped. What is that, bro? Is that a diamond crystal? I take crystals every day.
Essence, the labyrinth is some form of permeable realm that can be perceived as heaven or hell by whoever is trapped inside. It's led some to believe that the labyrinth itself represents the true nature of the human mind and all of the infinite possibilities that reside within the cracks of reality. And you know, that's also not really accounting for the fact that it's ruled over by the eternal evil Leviathan, a creature of ancient chaos that perpetually levitates at the geographical center of the labyrinth, watching over his...
My dumb ass thinks that I invented the thing chaos. Well, technically I did. I made it mainstream. Like, when I'm gonna be real, people never say chaos, bro. Like, I feel like, when is the last time you heard someone just casually say chaos in a sentence? I'm literally gonna make chaos like just a normal thing, like in everyday sentences. Like, people are gonna talk about chaos. Like, chaos is just gonna be the one word that signifies sight boy.
his hellish kingdom, raising towering, sky-blotting monoliths to glorify his dominion over the Cenobites and mankind. I mean, for the most part, despite being one of the most hellish depictions of hell itself, you can't deny that Barker created an incredibly interesting landscape for horror fiction. Coming in at number 4, Dante's Inferno. Because if we're talking about hell, then finally we can mention the resounding work of classic literature, the 14th century epic poem that made up the first part of Dante's Divine Comedy, one of the most important works in the whole of canonical literature, and the allegorical progenitor of pretty much every hellish realm ever written after that. Also, this particular point goes out to the
why is their heads like, the fuck kind of build is that, bro?
steadfast dedication of our top 5 scary
I was
reviewer,
just smashed.
Although we can't do an entire top 5 list of Dante's punishments, we can definitely condense them into one. So yeah, there we have it. Thanks. Now, as many of you will already know, Dante's depiction of hell is the archetype that laid the foundation for the vast majority of horror fiction, although it may not be as apparent as you may think. In the poem that begins on the evening of Maundy Thursday, the narrator, Dante himself, finds himself lost in a dark, dark wood, and after being nearly ravaged to death by 3 beasts, a leopard, a lion, and a wolf, he's rescued by the ghost of the Roman poet Virgil, who leads him through the gates of the underworld to begin a journey of the very fabric of the Abrahamic religion.
Look at that tongue. Wait, that's not tongue. That's actually him. He's eating something, but look at those booty cheeks.
And of course, what better place to begin than with hell? In Dante's Inferno, hell is depicted as 9 concentric circles of eternal pain and torment, located deep within the bowels of the earth. These consist of limbo, lust, gluttony, greed, wrath, heresy, violence, fraud, and treachery.
Lustful? Damn. Oh no. That's just something I struggle with. Damn, what the fuck?
Each of them dedicated to facilitating astutely specific and horrifying torments to bind any hateful soul for eternal punishment. Perhaps the worst of these is the Malbolge, the 8th circle of hell that consists of the 10 Bolgers, a series of deep ditches where fraudsters, grifters, and thieves alike are dismembered and disemboweled over and over for eternity by a host of demons. Yeah, it's a pretty nasty place. Next up at
Nasty
number 3,
indeed.
Arrakis. Because talking about nasty and equally inhospitable places, Frank Herbert's fascinating and terrifying desert planet of Arrakis that makes up the homeworld of his fantastic sci-fi epic novel Dune is perhaps its own version of hell for those not willing to adapt to the relentless trials and torments that lurk.
Why does that shit look like a giant ass turd, bro?
Deep within it. For those of you that haven't read Frank Herbert's Dune saga, please do, although they are pretty lengthy books, so I'll forgive you if you choose to watch David Lynch's 1984 film instead, because they're both great, although the books are better. The fact of the matter is though, when it comes to Arrakis, there's a lot to get through, so I'll try and condense things as much as possible. As laid out in the Dune saga, the planet of Arrakis is a desert wasteland battered eternally by scorching heat and a dry, arid climate where pretty much nothing can live or grow, save for a few hardy species of mice. Oh, and yeah, of course.
Oh, is that a pussy hole?
Course, a population of giant freaking sandworms that live deep within the planet's surface, erupting
that
out of the
pussy
desert
hole?
wasteland to destroy anything and everything whenever they feel like it. You might be thinking, well, why would anyone ever want to go to Arrakis then? And
Dude, imagine dirt biking or like just riding some off-road vehicle here. I've always wanted to do that shit, bro. Just go to a giant dune or like desert, bro, and just ride something there. You know what I mean?
wow, that's because the planet itself is the most valuable planet in the
But tell me that shit that looks like my pee-pee every morning, bro. Literally, tell me this doesn't look like a giant pee-pee. It literally looks like my pee-pee every morning. Y'all pee-pees ever just open up like this? Your pee-pee go gobble, 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 gobble.
cosmos, and at the beginning of the saga, it is the only place in the Duniverse that produces spice, an incredibly powerful resource that powers spaceflight, and whoever controls the spice
don't do spice, kids,
controls the destiny of mankind, and thus begins the eternal struggle and chaotic political espionage that is Frank Herbert's Dune saga.
But speaking of spice, bro, like, completely unrelated to the video, but like, bro, don't ever do spice. I never even knew people still do that shit, let alone ever do it. Like, bro, people I've never done it, so I don't know what it's like, but it's like, and I don't plan on doing it, but people tell me it's literally like it's not even a high, it just makes your head feel like dog shit, and like you feel like you're gonna like die, literally.
Although we've somewhat touched on the geographical horrors that lie within Arrakis, we haven't even gotten close to how damn violent and dangerous living on this planet would be if you somehow found yourself as a character in the novel, especially if your last name is Atreides and your first name happens to be Paul. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't matter what material terrors are lurking within a fictional world, because if you fill it with enough villains, assassins, and bloodthirsty berserkers, it kind of just writes itself. Swinging in at number 2, Ghemmoura. And truth be told, we couldn't really do this list without somewhere mentioning the grim darkness of the Warhammer 40k universe. And although there are more nightmarish worlds and dimensions of pure chaos that make up the fictional realm, perhaps the most terrifying of them all is the dark city of Ghemmoura, the vile, obscene, and impossibly evil home of the Dark Eldar.
I swear, dude, whenever I hear chaos, man, I always just think my emperor, like my god that I look up to, known as Scythe, or the Grim Reaper, that he's my god, guys. No, actually, my god is literally just God. But, whenever I think the word chaos, bro, I think I'm being mentioned. It's like I made the term mainstream.
The Warhammer universe, the city itself is said to be impossible for any outsiders to find, and it is widely believed to be hidden deep within the interdimensional labyrinth of the Webway, a corrupted version spreading out across the cosmic chaos like a virus. Because of that, Ghemmoura is a city.
Keep saying chaos, it turns me on. Guys, that's how you turn me on. Say chaos. I'm dead serious. It actually gives me a boner for some reason. Ah!
Impossible creation, linked together by shimmering dimensional shortcuts, portals that are scattered throughout the galaxy, sometimes light years apart, but bound together by the chaos of the Dark Eldar's corruption. I mean, Ghemmoura is such an evil place that even the shadows that slink through the city have a habit of consuming its inhabitants. Not like it matters either, as Ghemmoura's population is estimated to be more than most star systems and is considered to be bigger than even mankind's largest hive cities combined. And it's also important to note that the population is comprised of some of the most evil, treacherous, and violent individuals in the entire Warhammer universe. Trillions of them, all condensed into one sprawling viral city, and truth be told, Ghemmoura puts to shame pretty much every other den of evil in fiction. Mordor can move over, forget about Azkaban or any of its ilk. In fact, when Ben Kenobi told Luke Skywalker that he couldn't find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy than Mos Eisley, he obviously had never visited Ghemmoura. And finally, coming in at our number 1 spot, the Dreamlands. Because, of course, we cannot talk of terrifying places in literature without paying homage to Lovecraft's most complete and horrifying—
Wait, this is a scary place. This looks beautiful.
—dimensions, the Dreamlands. The fact of the matter is, we could probably make an entire list out of Lovecraft's bizarre and terror-inducing alien planets, but it's in the extra-dimensional impossibility of the landscape that he described in his dream
New Fortnite map leaked, guys.
cycle, where the horror that we all share lies. Because what could be more terrifying than a realm that we could all potentially access, in theory anyway? First noted in his 1918 short story Polaris, and as described in perhaps his most complete novella, The Dream Quest of Unknown Kadath.
Now I see why it's scary. Look at the water, bro. That's like my worst fear. That's why I hate the ocean, or just any sort of, you know, like, look at this shit. Look, this kind of water, bro, is one of my worst fears, man. Is that water like going over? Is that water right there? I can't tell if it's like rising up. But look at that, dude. Oh, like, just imagine, like, bro, being in a ship like that, that's one of my worst fears. Like, just it being taken down by, like, a giant octopus or kraken, bro. Fuck that shit. Now I see why this place is scary.
Lovecraft went on to fully flesh out the Dreamlands in a series of short stories written between 1918 and 1932, portraying entire cities of moon beasts, man-eating spiders, vast plateaus of satyr men that worship toad priests, and castles of ancient design perched upon mountains of black rock. The thing is, like with many of Lovecraft's cosmic horror, it comes with the magnitude of not knowing where this land begins and where it ends. The Dreamlands could be infinite, and as Randolph Carter discovered in The Dream Quest of Unknown Kadath, the terrifying extent to this place is limited only by the human imagination. Oh, and also not only that, but of course, nowhere is safe from the outer gods, not even human consciousness, because the crawling chaos himself—
Oh, dude, what the fuck is that? Is that a pee-pee from the alien? What is that, bro? Is that an elephant, man? Is that why does this thigh have like a what the fuck? What even am I looking at right now, bro? Like, there's too much going on this, whatever this thing is. You got like a hand coming out of like one of the thighs, like a whole ass arm with a hand. I'm assuming that's the head. Okay, that's the head. Those are the eyes. Okay, is that like the nose? Is that like the nose? I don't know what the fuck that is. Like, you would think that's like a tail. Well, I think, oh, I see. There's like more behind him. He has like a bunch of tentacles. Okay, I see. That's weird. I was about to say, like, there was no tentacles behind him. I would like try to figure out what this is, but it's just a tentacle on him.
Nyarlathotep holds dominion over the Dreamlands, slowly pulling the strings and puppeteering his way across the realm, corrupting dreamers and lost souls alike, as well as the unfortunate races that populate its bizarre and impossible landscape. Essentially, the Dreamlands is Lewis Carroll's Wonderland, except instead of slipping through a looking glass or falling down a rabbit's warren, you could accidentally find yourself in this place during a bad dream, and then become addicted to the mysteries and infinite curiosity of its design, and before you know it, you're a dream junkie searching for Kadath. Yeah, if you couldn't tell, this place is messed up. Well, there we have it, horror fans.
Well, guys, this is for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, guys. Which one of those places scared you the most? If you enjoyed scary content, what scary videos features you need to do. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.